This is likely the only comparison review you'll find on the entire internet among the Realme Neo8 launch reviews. Why don't other tech reviewers do comparisons in their launch reviews? If I compare the Realme Neo8 with the Honor Win RT, and Realme wins, it means offending Honor. And if Honor wins, it is equivalent to offending Realme. To avoid offending these brands, most bloggers simply skip the comparison. So why do I dare to do it? Because my motto, serving the people, means putting the user's interests first at all times. You guys want to see a real comparison. You want to know which of these phones is actually better. Since you want to see it, I'll give you a thorough breakdown. Models compared: Realme Neo8, iQOO Z11, iQOO Z11 Turbo, Honor Win RT, OnePlus Ace 6T. I will evaluate them based on 6 dimensions: screen, design, performance, signal, camera, and battery life. Don't feel forced to subscribe if you don't want to. Fasten your seatbelts, let's get started. First, let's look at the specs of these 4 phones. All 4 models are in the 2000 RMB price range. Regarding the processors, the Honor Win RT features the Snapdragon 8 Elite, while the Realme Neo8, iQOO, and OnePlus Ace 6T use the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. What is the difference? Honor uses a flagship chip from the previous generation. The others use a brand new mid-range chip. This is a showdown between an old flagship and a new mid-range chip. As for battery capacity, the Honor Win RT has 10,000 mAh, which is slightly larger. Other than that, the specs of these 4 phones are quite similar. In terms of the screens, both the Honor Win RT and the OnePlus Ace 6T feature 6.83-inch displays. They have the largest screens of the group. The iQOO Z11 Turbo is only 6.59 inches. It has the smallest screen. The 6.78-inch Realme Neo8 falls right in the middle. As for screen suppliers, Realme uses Samsung, iQOO uses CSAT, while Honor and OnePlus use Tianma. Let's check the pixel arrangement under a microscope. All 4 phones feature a diamond-like pixel arrangement. The clarity on all of them is top-notch. Now, let's test the peak brightness with a luminance meter. I paid 800 yuan for this device, so asking for a free like isn't too much, right? The Honor Win RT hits 914 nits, making it the brightest. The iQOO reaches 835 nits. The OnePlus reaches 839 nits, while the Realme Neo8 only manages a peak of 631 nits. Regarding flicker, all 4 phones perform exceptionally well. First, let's look at the maximum brightness, then at 50% brightness, and finally at low brightness. If I had to rank them, I'd say iQOO and Honor are tied for first place. Realme and OnePlus are tied for second. In terms of weight, the Honor Win RT is the heaviest. It is 228 g, which makes sense given it has the largest battery. The lightest is the iQOO at 208 g. That is expected since it has the smallest screen. Realme and OnePlus are right in the middle, feeling just right. Regarding camera bump thickness, Honor is the thickest at 13.1 mm, OnePlus is the thinnest at 10.6 mm, Realme is 11.3 mm, and iQOO is 11 mm. As for the back cover design, personal favorite is the Realme Neo8. The transparent gaming aesthetic, RGB ring, and metal frame. It is just trendy and looks sharp. To put it bluntly, even though both are gaming-oriented phones, I personally think the Realme Neo8 looks better than the Honor Win RT. However, Realme's transparent glass. It's also quite a fingerprint magnet. The designs of iQOO and OnePlus are more neutral and conservative. As for performance, let's test these 4 phones simultaneously, and run Antutu to see their benchmark scores. First place, Realme Neo8 at 3.2 million. Second place, Honor at 3.1 million. Third place, iQOO at 3.08 million. Fourth place, OnePlus at 3.03 million. Benchmarks are just for reference, they don't tell the whole story. Next, let's dive straight into the most performance-heavy game, Genshin Impact. To push them to the limit, I've cranked the graphics settings to the max. The test duration is 30 minutes. The test scenario involves roaming the open world, fighting monsters when encountered, and exploring the map otherwise. One more thing, although the native frame rate cap for Genshin Impact is 60 FPS, all 4 phones being tested today can use their respective black technologies to run Genshin Impact at 120 FPS. The most insane one is the iQOO, hitting up to 145 FPS. Realme's feature is called super frame rate. Honor calls theirs frame rate enhancement. OnePlus also calls it super frame rate. And iQOO calls it super resolution and super frame rate. Alright, enough talk. First, let's test the Realme Neo8 with Super HDR enabled. Super resolution on 12 minutes into the game. An overheating warning popped up on the screen, disabling features like super resolution. This is perfectly understandable. After all, Realme Neo8 as super resolution is just too demanding. After turning off super resolution and letting it cool down, 30 minutes later, the Realme Neo8 maintained a solid average of 120 FPS. Power consumption was 5.78 W. The maximum temperature on the front reached 43.9 degrees Celsius. The back peaked at 42.1 degrees Celsius. Moving on to the iQOO Z11 Turbo, it maintained 145 FPS for the first 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, it dropped to 120 FPS. After half an hour, the average frame rate was 128 FPS with a power consumption of 5.9 W. Temperatures peaked at 43 degrees Celsius on the front and 42 degrees Celsius on the back. The Honor Win RT averaged 119.3 FPS after half an hour. Power consumption was 6.51 W. The front reached 42.2 degrees Celsius, while the back stayed at 40.7 degrees Celsius. The OnePlus Ace 6T averaged 121.3 FPS after half an hour. Power consumption was 5.83 W. The front peaked at 43.4 degrees Celsius and the back at 43.9 degrees Celsius. Based on the test results, here are the conclusions. The iQOO achieved the highest frame rate. Its gaming optimization is incredibly powerful. The Realme Neo8 had the lowest power consumption. The battery life is excellent. The Honor Win RT has the best thermal control thanks to the cooling fan. The temperature is indeed noticeably lower. As for the vibration motors, the Honor uses the O809H. OnePlus uses the O809. I couldn't find the specific motor models for Realme and iQOO. In terms of haptics, the motor on the Honor is great. The response speed and vibration feel the most comfortable to me. Next, let's look at the signal performance. All 4 phones were connected to the same Wi-Fi. We ran 7 consecutive speed tests. Let's see the results. After averaging the 7 tests, iQOO takes first place. 32.49 megabytes per s. Realme came in second at 26.95 megabytes per s. Honor and OnePlus performed similarly, tying for third. Photography. Let's take a quick look at some main camera samples. The only real difference across the 4 is the color science. The performance gap is negligible. The real difference lies in the telephoto lens. Realme Neo8 offers up to 120 times zoom, which is pretty insane. iQOO Z11 Turbo goes up to 40 times, while Honor Win RT and OnePlus A6T only reach 20 times. To keep the test standardized, we photographed an eye chart at 20 times zoom. To give these phones an eye exam, the shot from Realme Neo8 is remarkably clear, completely crushing the other models. This 3.5x optical zoom is wild. Photography enthusiasts will be thrilled. Next is iQOO, which is barely acceptable. Honor and OnePlus are honestly a bit painful to look at. It is fair to say that Honor and OnePlus are not suited for telephoto shots. For selfie video, the gap between the 4 is also quite obvious. Realme caps at 1080p 60 fps. iQOO supports up to 4K 60 fps. Honor supports up to 4K 30 fps. OnePlus only reaches 1080p 30 fps. The best one here is iQOO. As for rear video recording, Realme, iQOO, and Honor all reach 4K 60 fps. OnePlus goes all the way to 4K 120 fps. This means the OnePlus A6T has god-tier rear video, but the front camera is a bit underwhelming. Battery life. We used the Battery Dog app for the test. The test duration was 3 hours, starting with all phones at 100% charge. After 3 hours, OnePlus A6T finished with 89% battery remaining, taking the first place. Second is Realme Neo8, with 87% remaining. Both Honor and iQOO are at 85%. However, Honor has the highest screen brightness, while iQOO has the smallest screen size. So, even though both scored 85%, overall, Honor's battery endurance experience is superior to iQOO's. Finally, to summarize, how should we evaluate the Realme Neo8? In my opinion, it's a well-rounded device with no obvious weaknesses, and it's definitely worth picking up. It features a sleek design and a perfectly balanced size. Especially its camera performance, it crushes everything in its price range, truly unrivaled. Plus, it offers solid performance and impressive battery life. The build quality and overall experience are very solid. It's great. The iQOO Z11 Turbo is perfect for those who prefer one-handed operation, and for gamers who want a compact device with top-tier smoothness. After all, its 145 FPS performance in Genshin Impact is just insane. Its signal reception is also class-leading. The Honor Win RT has a clear advantage in cooling. After all, it comes with a built-in cooling fan. The OnePlus A6T is for those who don't like flashy esports-style designs and find the iQOO Z11 Turbo a bit too small. Overall, the OnePlus is also a very solid choice. Don't feel pressured to follow if you don't want to. See you in the next one.